Hamas is set to release its last known American hostage, Edan Alexander, a 21-year-old Israeli-American dual citizen. He was serving in the Israeli army as part of an infantry unit on the Gaza border when Hamas captured him in the October 7th attacks. His release will come just ahead of a visit to the region by U.S. President Donald Trump. And covering this for us is Chris Brown, who is in the Saudi Arabian capital of Riyadh this morning. That will be Donald Trump's first stop on his three-nation tour. And Chris, good morning. Welcome. Looking forward to this week's reporting from you for sure. But let's begin with these details in just a moment about this hostage release that we're expecting today.
Well, Edan Alexander, 21 years old, as you say, grew up in New Jersey, went over to Israel to join the IDF and was on the border of Gaza on October the 7th. If his release comes through, when his release comes through, he will actually be the first Israeli soldier to actually be released by Hamas. Until now, it's been female soldiers and men. So from that point of view, it's significant. But really, it's the politics behind his release that everyone's really paying attention to. Hamas had offered to release him before as part of different deals, but they were all contingent on Israel stopping the war, agreeing to a permanent ceasefire, which the Netanyahu government has not said it will do. So Donald Trump on his way here to the Middle East looking for a win. Hamas senses an opportunity, perhaps, maybe by releasing Alexander, Trump will put some more pressure on Israeli officials, on the Israeli government, to agree to a full ceasefire so the remaining hostages will be released. And of course, the war on Gaza, on Palestinians there, will end. The thought generally is, Heather, around 21, 24 hostages left alive in Gaza. Obviously, the territory's in dire shape. Israel's been blocking all humanitarian supplies, food, water, fuel, for over 3 months now. So people are starving. That's what the aid groups say. And so there's a real impetus to try to use this development to try to get something more permanent to end the fighting. I should say, even after this announcement was made, Israel still is continuing its attacks, hit a shelter, 16 dead today, mostly women and children, according to local health authorities. But Israel is saying during the release, they will pause.
So, Chris, we will watch that. We haven't yet seen images, but we'll keep an eye on that hostage release. But let's turn to the broader picture of why you're in Riyadh. Donald Trump, as he did in 2017, making the first overseas trip of this administration to Saudi Arabia. And then he's going to move on to Qatar and to the UAE. What are the expectations overall for this visit?
Well, Heather, where we are up on top of the hotel, you can see the skyline of Riyadh in the background. That tower with the U in the middle of it, that's Kingdom Tower, and the whole financial district laying out there. Lots of money to be made there, according to U.S. officials, and they really want to be a part of it. The ruler here, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS as he's known, has already pledged $600 billion that Saudi will spend during the length of Trump's presidency. Next door in the UAE, they're talking about more than $1 trillion. So this whole area here has got lots of dollar signs on it. And I think there's a general consensus that all of the Gulf states and Saudi Arabia are hoping that those deals will happen, that there will be MOUs signed. They're not just, pie in the sky kind of stuff. And so there's a real symmetry happening between the U.S. president and his hosts here. Obviously, Saudi Arabia has been a difficult place for many Western countries. Canada and Saudi Arabia effectively broke off diplomatic relations for 5 years, starting in 2018, because of Canada's criticisms of its human rights. Very rare, I should say, for a Canadian media crew like us to even be allowed in. But the diplomatic relations have been restored, and socially, a lot of progress. Women will tell you on things like they're being able to hold jobs and mix with men and so forth. So Saudi Arabia is a changing country, and that's all a part of this story here that Donald Trump is going to be arriving into.
And the story that you'll be bringing us, looking forward to that reporting. Chris, thank you very much. Chris Brown, live in Riyadh.